Shalom, 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 Israel. We apologize for the delay. Trying to get some things together for this lesson. We got a brother out in Cali that we had to kind of link up. We had a couple things that we had to do. So shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for tuning in again to another Thursday night thunder. Of course, we are always happy to see y'all. Y'all see the title? It's us against the world. You ain't got to think hard about what that means. It's us against the world, man. We was gonna play some music in the background, but we decided to go against that. We didn't want no copyright infringement, but y'all know who's gonna put that pocket in there. It's just me against the world. That's how we feel. We look around today. First and foremost, before I get into all that, I get to talking about the weather. I'm excited because the young brother is bringing the lesson out. We've been waiting for this. But before I do that, don't forget Israel. We got the Hebrew Summit coming up August the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, got this Hebrew Summit hosted by SOT. Please, 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 please do not take that lightly. Be in attendance. You do not want to miss that. You do not want to miss this Hebrew Summit this year. It's going to be powerful, man. We got camp on Friday, August the 6th. We got the actual summit, the classes and the conferences on August the 7th, and we got the cookout on August the 8th. And if you miss those, you're going to be sorry, man. You're going to be extra sorry. You're going to be extra, extra, extra sorry, man. Just being honest with y'all. Also, if you have not gotten in contact with us or sent us an email and you're planning on attending Feast of Tabernacles with us, send us an email, please, so we can know how many people we're going to be expecting in attendance, because our space is limited this year. So please let us know. Also, don't forget, we got Milk Mondays. We have Truth Tuesdays. We have tonight's lesson, Thursday Night Thunder, and we also have the Sabbath class on Fridays. And you really need, I got to stress this, I don't stress this enough. You really need to be tuning in on that Friday class. If you don't tune in on that Friday class, you're missing a lot. Last week's class was a banger. Last week's class was on point. All right? You're missing out. You get to talk to people. You get to talk to us. You get to ask us questions. You get in-depth lessons, excuse me. And you get to really see what we're about, and you get to see how we fellowship and deal with each other. Friday, tomorrow, we will be celebrating the new moon. That's kind of going to be a camp thing, but we will be celebrating the new moon tomorrow. Hopefully we can go live and you can participate in it with us. For those of us that won't be in attendance, you still should be gathering with your people and doing the best that you can to celebrate this new moon. So, so with that being said, and it's us against the world. How many times, Israel, have y'all looked at the news, or have y'all looked up lately and y'all noticed that it seems like no matter what we do, we can't seem to catch a break? They give us Juneteenth, we still get beat up in the street. We still get shot at. We still get chastised. We still get told that we the thugs. We the villains of this earth. How many times has that happened, man? How many times have you woken up in the morning and turned the news on, or got in your car and on your way to work, you driving to work, and you turn the radio on and you hear some more disparaging things about your people, and it's always another nation of people that got something to say. It's always another nation of people that want to sit here and down you. Well, we're going to get into it tonight. It's us against the world. So I'm Benaiah. I'm going to let the other brothers introduce themselves, and then we're going to let the brother get into his lesson. Go ahead, King.
Soldier Alfonso, Salaki.
I'm Soldier y'all war. What it do, Israel? How y'all feeling tonight?
Remember, this is a Bible school, so you need to have your apocrypha with you. You have your King James Version Bible with you, your highlighter, your pen, a pad, so you can follow along with us, all right? And take notes, Israel.
So as y'all see,
by Shinyao Shabakatan. This is one before we start off. Is make sure to give all praise to Yahweh by Shinyao Shabakatan.
All right, so as y'all see, the title of tonight's lesson is "Us Against the World," and we need to understand that these other nations, they're not our friends. Like, these are our enemies, you know? And we need to stop trying to be buddy-buddy with these heathens, you know? Our main focus should be trying to put our best foot forward on building Israel. That's what our main focus should be, is building Israel. Somebody give me Zephaniah 2:1.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather together, O nation not desired.
That's right. So the Most High told us to gather together, you know. Imagine what tasks we can complete. Like, basically, imagine what we could
accomplish.
Imagine what we could accomplish on just following that one simple task, you know. And
bring it out,
that's something that I don't think brothers really understand. Like just that one simple task, us gathering together. Because look at it. What's the ultimate curse?
Deuteronomy 20 and 54.
That's right. That's right. So if we was to gather together, and that will allow us to basically overcome that curse. So that's something that's very important for us as a people to overcome is gathering together, you know.
Hey, Slocky.
Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
go ahead.
It's a fundamental thing, because at the root of it, we still have to learn to want to deal with each other first. So I got a quick precept. This is the book of Romans. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, "Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one of another." So you got to honor your brother when you see him.
That's right.
You got to say, "Hey, Shalom, King, how you feeling?" Not just, "What up, nigga?" Like, you got to have that kind of, like, you got to love on your people. I tell you one thing, I get a different reaction whenever I go out and I see one of our people and I say, "What's going on, King? How you feeling?" They look at me different. Like, they be stunned because they expect me to say, "What up, nigga?"
Yeah.
It's different. So we gotta change the foundation of everything, how we look at one another. Salaki. Go ahead. How you?
That's right. That's right. Somebody give me go ahead.
Let me add to like what you just said just now, because that remind me of you mentioned, what is the benefit of us coming together? You know, imagine like what we could accomplish. That remind me of Ezekiel when he talking about, you know, we prophesied and we breathe a strong, you know, the breath unto the people, and it's a strong, exceedingly great army. So, you know, I mean, that's what we could actually be if we actually come together. But that's why they keep us divided and conquered. You know what I mean? Because if we really want to come together as a nation, and with these stuff having that evil eye towards each other, like how the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom still have towards each other today, right? But if you really want to come together as a whole nation, we could really stand up strong, and they will see our numbers, right? Put our minds together on one accord when it comes to the Most High. But we really have to come together on that and bring that unity together. And that's basically what the Most High was teaching us when you're talking about gathering yourself together and you know, loving your brother, like treat them like, you know, you want to be treated. You know what I mean? These type of points. Go ahead, man.
And you know, for me, it frustrates me that when I say what's up to my brother, you know, and they just kind of look at you like you crazy, you know, like that's something that's got to change. But somebody give me Psalms 80. Give me Psalms 83 and start at the top.
Time. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Salakia. And notice that the Most High said our enemies, you know. They're not our friends. He said our enemies. Keep reading.
That's right. That's right. Make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Salakia, read the verse 5.
Time. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. And they have said, Come, Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel will be no more remembered.
And that's all they do, you know. Oh, go ahead. You still reading?
That last verse 5.
Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consult. They are confederate against you.
And that's what they do. All these nations, they come together on one simple fact, and that's to dumb you down to who you are. They don't. That scares them, the fact that we waking up to the fact that we Israel. You know, that's a scary sight to them. You know,
they understand that, man, because you know once we come up, man, their kingdom gonna fall.
Exactly.
So they see this. You know what I mean? A lot, well, especially some of the higher heads, they understand that. So when they see our people coming together, that's why they always try to say, okay, you know what? You're gonna try to get your with that, like when you can gather in a crowd together, just, you know how they try to come against us in that type of way. They know this is how we gather, but this is only our people who this affected. These laws that they set up is really only to affect our people. This is further to show that we is us against the world, because all these laws that they set up, for, you know what I mean, and they say is a world law, but it really benefits one people and it actually afflicts one people. You see what I'm saying? And when we realize who this stuff afflicts, we already understand that it's us that's being the finger pointed to, right? It's us that they're against. Go ahead, King.
And let me for example, like look at like the religions, you know. Like first off, all these religions they're super racist. That's first off, you know. And like they make sure that they put that white image, you know. Mm-hmm. None of their images have brothers with melanated skin. Like you know that's pure racism, you know.
And nothing to promote our people, man. They don't want to do that.
They want to stay far from that, you know.
But it's crazy though.
Hey, red sunburnt in Africa, Egypt. Hey, red Caucasian sunburnt Africa, Egypt. If you're not here to actually learn, and you really a Caucasian, learn in silence. Don't put nothing else in this chat, man. We ain't here for no fighting tonight. We actually trying to get a lesson in. You not here to actually learn something in silence. Don't say nothing else in this chat. If you say anything else and I don't like it, you getting kicked out. We trying to focus on a lesson, not you.
That's right.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
But that's the first fact, that it's super racist, you know, and also it's confusing. They all trying to teach something different, you know, but they all on one accord. The fact that they keeping you from this truth, you know, that's one thing that they all on accord to, you know.
That's right. Our people are the only people that don't know a lot of the history when it comes to the blacks being in the Bible and stuff like that. Yeah. But when you go outside of America, it's like everybody knows.
Exactly.
But the people in America, that's how to show you the teachings that's in America is to keep the people down south.
Yeah.
But when you go outside, that's when you really see and understand how America is. And a lot of our people have not left America. You know what I'm saying? So what do you expect but to only have the understanding and the teaching and knowledge of this nation? And you know, the scripture said that the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God, man. But this is what our people know. This is the only thing that we know. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we have to come out of this box, the box of Babylon. Go ahead, man.
Brother Rodney Stevens, for your generous donation. We appreciate it. Water.
And another thing, like we got in these churches, we gotta stop being spoon fed what these pastors is teaching us, you know. Like we should be asking more questions in these churches, you know, because we all been in church one time in our life, you know, and we all it's not uncommon the fact that we see like we listen to the pastor and we see that he's saying something that's kind of off. We don't really, you know, and everybody just, you know, like kind of brush it off. We should be asking more questions, and mainly we should be reading more. That's something we should be doing, is reading more.
precept for you. Speak on your piece. Go ahead, y'all.
Hold on. You can't just say that about Jake. You know who you dealing with? You dealing with the most rebellious.
That's right. That's fact.
The most rebellious people on the face of the earth. I'm gonna censor it. For real, but like y'all know what I want to say. You dealing with the most rebellious people on the face of the earth. And I got a quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 8 through 10. Because the Most High told Isaiah, he told Habakkuk, he told Jeremiah, he told them, hey, go and write this. They got to know this. And he says, now go and write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So now you see why they gonna go with whatever the pastor say, because they like sheep. We just like sheep. Think about it. Adawan, y'all all brought this analogy out of camp, and it was spot on. Sheep like to stay with a crowd. So whatever the crowd is doing, that's what majority of the sheep is going to do. You're going to have that one sheep that might go off from the herd every so often. But that's the same way Jake is. If Jake see a bunch of Jakes over here, Jake will do it. If you hear somebody shooting and you see a bunch of people running this way, is Jake finna sit here and ask questions? No. Jake's finna take off with the rest of the crowd.
Man.
Salakia. I have precept, Jeremiah 4 and 22.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me.
Keep reading.
They are sottish children.
They are sottish children, man. My people are foolish, man. They'll follow anything. They'll do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just get them the right leader with a smiling face. Creflo Dollar, Al Sharpton, TD Snakes. You know what I'm saying? With the right smiling face. Hey, man, prosperity doctrine will get you everywhere in this country, bro. Everywhere. Because your people going to follow it. My people going to follow that. They are sottish children. And they have, keep reading, Art. Keep reading.
And they have none understanding.
They don't understand what's going on, man. They don't understand what's going on in these scriptures. They don't understand what's going on in this world today. They don't understand the pitfalls that we got to deal with, and they don't understand the challenges that we up against. The men of the Lord understand what we dealing with, but our people as a nation as a whole, they don't get this. They don't get this at all. They don't even, 75% of them wouldn't understand what the brother's trying to teach y'all tonight. He would not, they wouldn't get it. It'd go right over their head, man. Because the only thing they worried about is partying. Some of them same brothers that celebrated Juneteenth was barbecuing for the 4th of July. Straight up. They was barbecuing for the 4th of July, man. Whatever day gets me, whatever celebration gets me a day off from work, I'm with it. Foolish kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody... People want to act like that. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't have a favorite kid." Hey, man, look, my dad told me straight up, "Yo, you acting like an idiot. You ain't my favorite child at the moment. You ain't my favorite kid at the moment, man. And right now, we are not Yahweh's favorite children. Like we ain't nowhere close to that. We the ones about to get the dope, man. But I just want to add that in. Go ahead, King. Take back over.
Let me add with that precept what I was about to bring out earlier. Going back to what you're talking about with the pastors, like why we shouldn't be getting spoon fed. You know what I mean? Any kind of doctrine from our pastors, right? But what we should be seeking is the law. Malachi 2 and 7. For the priest's lips shall speak. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, right? That's what he's supposed to be dealing with. When he's speaking, he should be speaking according to the Most High's word, with knowledge, right? But what do he speak? The followers and whatever doctrine they want to give our people and keep our docile. And that's when they spoon feeding our people, right? It says, and they shall seek the law And that's one thing the pastors are not trying to put today. But what they say, you should not take away or add from the scriptures. And that's exactly what they're doing by saying that the laws are done away with. Right? Because they don't have that knowledge. And how could they give you something that they don't have? Right?
Hey, what verse did y'all stop at in Isaiah? What verse did y'all stop at in Isaiah? 3?
I think you where you stopped at yeah.
I wasn't even. I'm in Isaiah right now, but I hadn't read that yet. I was holding off on that.
Okay, you had the Isaiah 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Through 4.
Yep.
We here.
Yes. For the messenger of the Lord. Go ahead, man. Bring it up.
So like you bring out that Isaiah or?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Mm-hmm.
But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. The sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, the seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away backward.
The ox know of his owner, man. The ox is a creature that's not really known for intelligence. He know his owner. You know what I'm saying? What it say? And the ass is master's crib. A donkey can find his way back to the house. He can find his way back to that. We talk a lot of people talk about how dogs can will find their way home, but a donkey can find his way back to the house. He know his master's crib. But Israel does not know. Like, that's a powerful statement, man. That's a very powerful statement for your for the Most High to look at you and go, yo, I can trust that I can put this donkey anywhere over here, 50 miles away from his home. He gonna find his way home. Mm-hmm. But you simple Negroes, you simple brews, all I got to give you is some flesh pots in Egypt, Juneteenth, and some pork.
That's it.
Y'all gonna forget who I am immediately. It's over. It's done.
Hey, it's Salaki, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that the first animal in that verse is an ox, because oxes just don't recognize the master. They recognize the master's family.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can say that because anytime we go down to my grandmother's house, when we get out, the cows even speak. They move like that jump. Or if we come outside, we stay over there. First thing we come outside, cows moving at us. So it's not like just a thing with my grandma, my daddy, or whoever. Like, even the animals recognize the family, and it's crazy that an ox could recognize the royal family or the family that owns it, but we don't even recognize our own brothers and sisters or our own God. We don't recognize our God. We don't recognize the Son. We don't recognize our own family.
Right.
When we see each other.
Like you said earlier, they'd be amazed when you speak to them and you show respect when you speak to them. You treat them like one of your brothers when you say something. They'd be amazed at that. Because they're not used to that. But what does it say in verse 4? A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. They're not used to that because they used to strife. They used to always dealing with a burden. And the first burden you learn in our community is that you can't even trust the people of your own community. They're the first ones to steal from you, man. That's a rough life. Learn that at about 10, 12 years old. Damn. My homie just stole my shoe. He in PE class rocking my Jordans, man. Damn. If you're an Israelite, you know you can't smash on them. You want to, but you know you can't smash on them, man. You gotta forgive him. He might needed them shoes more than you did, right? But if he did it and he didn't need it, hey, you gotta go get your shoes back. I'm just saying that for the kid. Go get your shoes back, man. What else does it say? Children What did it say? Oh, my bad. And laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. Our people love to do evil, man. We love doing evil. We love it. Cause you know why we love doing it? Because it's easier than being righteous.
Exactly.
It's easier to do that. It's easier to follow the other ways, the other nations, than it is to actually do what the Most High said for us to do. It's hard for us to do this because the world won't accept us. You're going to be an anomaly. Oh, you don't eat pork? Oh, man, what's wrong with you, bro? Pork is delicious. You ain't had no some applewood bacon lately? Pork is delicious. You don't eat seafood? You don't eat shrimp? Man, bro, look, they got this new butter out when they got a little bit of, it got all these little seasons of spices in it. You just zip that shrimp in there, and man, you gonna love shrimp again. You don't eat crab? What's wrong with you? And Israel go to Juicy Crab like it's the hottest restaurant in town now. Israel loves some juicy crab. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. I work down the street from a juicy crab, and I'll see how some of them packages go into that damn building. You see what I see? You won't eat no juicy crab no more. You won't touch it. If you see the boxes I see going into the Chinese restaurants, you won't touch them no more. You won't eat no more shrimp fried rice. Won't be no more of that. It'll be over with, man. Let me finish this shit up. Excuse my language. Let me finish this out. Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. Israel, big on that. Hey, man, look. If I'm having a rough life, I'm going to mess your life up, too. I'm going to make sure you're not happy, too. And that's something I go for a lot of Eves. A lot of Eves do that. They single, so they're going to make sure their friend in the relationship becomes single again. It's an ongoing problem in our community. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. We might be excuse my language again, we might be the most ass backward people on the planet right now. Literally. We think with our emotions first. Most of us think with our emotions first, and then we use logic afterwards after we messed everything up. That's ass backward. That is ass backward, man. But I've been talking a little too long. I'm gonna go ahead and let the brother get back on his lesson. Go ahead, King.
No, I appreciate that. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to do is paint a picture to y'all and show y'all how these nations really come together against us. You know, like I touched on religious. Also, look at the work week. You know, they set it up to where you bust your ass all week for Esau, and your first day off, you get paid on Friday. What you think brothers want to do? They want to spend that hard-earned money. They basically set you up for sin, and they know what they're doing. Like for example, okay, another example, how the laws that they set up against our people, like Jim Crow law, the loitering. Brothers was fresh off the plantations and with nowhere to go, but Esau gonna hit you with no loitering. He just trying to make it hard for you. He just, you know what I mean? Like he just trying like that just shows you how they felt when they gave us some type of so-called lifted slavery. They were salty about that.
God,
got a precept for you.
Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was just gonna say, like the brother said, like imagine you fresh out the plantation, man. You got no house, no home, nowhere to go to.
Exactly.
You literally out here just, I'm just trying to find the next job so I can get me a meal. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, here come the overseer, the ex-overseer who is now a police officer whose job is to actually enforce these slave codes in the Jim Crow law. Here he come. Yo, show me your papers. Where's your house at? Oh, you don't have one? He know immediately, I can put you in jail for 5 years. Straight up. Imagine living that life. We think we got it bad now, but imagine living that life. Because those brews back then, that time was a lot tougher than we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Huh?
Yeah, King.
Somebody give me.
I got a precept.
Yeah.
That Judith 5 and 20. kind of go on what you was talking about, how they know about keeping us in sin. It says this is verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we will overcome them. So they know when we in sin, we easy target, easy pickings, as they say. You know what I mean? When we in sin, they know our Father is not fighting for us.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because they understand this stuff. We are the one that forget that. We're the one that was strayed away from our heritage. You see what I'm saying? They understand what's going on. They understand the power of the Most High, right? They fear the Most High. Our people is the one that don't fear the Most High. You can hear them talk about you church people. You can hear them talk about that now. Talking about well, I don't fear him. I respect him. What? What does that mean?
Exactly.
I don't want. I want to say, what scripture is that? You know what I mean? But this is what they do. This is the type of stuff that they come up with their own thoughts, right? Let me finish the scripture out. And it says, 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. Because just like how he destroyed Egypt, and it's just what I mean, they know they could be known for a place that gets destroyed. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's nations that known for the Most High fighting on our behalf, right? And they understand this, man. We have to get back this knowledge. We have to get back the understanding. That's why I say, you do err not knowing the scriptures and the power of the Most High. We err in doing that right now. We causing a very big error in our people because the same teachers we passing it down. That's what the brother's talking about right now. We forgot that we got enemies. We forgot that they're against us. You see what I'm saying? We forgot this thing. That's what when you go to First Kings and it's talking about it, and if we bethink ourselves, I think it's First Kings 8 and 47. If you bethink yourself, you see what I'm saying? That's when we can actually remember what's going on and realize that we have enemies. We read these scriptures all the time and forget that Yahushua is coming to save us from the people that hate us. We read this stuff, but we don't think about it. We have enemies. We brush past those stuff. You know what I mean? Our people brush past that real quick, but we trying to highlight them. We trying to point it out to you, Israel, let you know, hey, this is what you need to be paying attention to. Y'all worrying about the love scriptures, everything you want to look up, but have no understanding what love is. For some reason, all the love scriptures y'all got, but you hop over 1 John 5 and 3. You hop over that. You don't understand that love scripture means that you're doing the commandments. We pick and choose, Israel, and we got to stop that, man. You can't pick and choose who your enemy is. The devil is not a spiritual person, man. With understanding, we understand what the brother is bringing out right now. That we have to understand who our enemy is and understand what we have to do, which is coming back to the Most High, because He is our protector. Right. He sent His Son to die for us, right? So go ahead, King.
So basically, what I want to touch on was how I was saying, like how they so-called lifted slavery. Somebody give me Baruch 3 and 8.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
That's right.
Where thou hast scattered us. Oh, Salaki.
No, go ahead. Keep reading.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
So it said, yet to this day we are still in our captivity, And, they play little games like, for instance, look at the 13th Amendment, They say they so-called abolished slavery. But what did that really do? All it did was take you from your slave master's hand and put you in the government's hand. So you still slave, just like how Baruch 3 and 8 saying. You still under their foot.
That's facts. That's all facts, and that goes right back to the curses.
Exactly.
Bring that up. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And it's plaguing our people today. And as we read down, you see it's talking about in it'll be a curse upon our people in the once of all things. In once of all things, and we're seeing that it's still plaguing our people today. You know what I mean? You're talking about, we go from one hand to the other, and that's basically what we are. Remember that scripture? It says, "Is Israel a slave? Is Israel a homeborn servant? Is it a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?" That's all that we know, right? We don't know nothing else. That's it. We keep getting spoiled by all nations, right? Go ahead, man.
Another thing, like we run to go vote for these presidents, and look at Joe Biden. He what he say? You're not black unless you vote for me. Like he putting that he making you like feel a sense that I got prove who I am. I got what I mean, that I'm black, and but what did Biden do? Basically he's the one who created the crime law. He didn't create it for his people, you know what I mean? He simply created that law for our people, And matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 17 and 15.
Khan, this is the book of
This is the
Deuteronomy.
book of Deuteronomy. I got it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him a king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
That's
Thou
right.
mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
The law just simply told you, we're not even supposed to be voting for these people. So we got to look at what we're doing. Like, why are we thinking that these people are going to benefit us by voting for them? The law told you not to even deal with these people. So why are we running to vote for these heathens?
But what that scripture it said we have no king but Caesar. This is how our people act, man.
Yeah.
It said we forget our people. We forget our brother. We forget Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? The things that he was trying to teach us, trying to wake our people up, right? You forget the miracles that he did. And it says, we have no other king but Caesar. This is exactly what our people do today, man. We forget our people. We forget the needs of our people. And we go vote for these other nations and set them up over us and expect that they're going to do something good for our people. They ain't teach you right. How could they treat you right? Right? But we forget this. We don't consider these type of things, man. Go ahead, man.
Somebody give me Psalms 2 and start at the top.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Salakia. Hey, real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Real quick. Keep that verse in mind. Y'all are. Let me get it. Okay. So, Amani White, you want to know the King? King James was black. See this, the one on the far right. That is an actual depiction of King James. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that is an actual depiction of King James. He has a mini fro they used to wear in the 70s, and he's a darker brother. So yes, King James was black. All right, he was a Hebrew. He was an Israelite. He was black. All right. You want to clear that up before we keep going, so you don't have to keep asking in the chat. We got you. Go ahead, King.
Somebody give me that Psalms 2, start at the top.
Fine. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
It said, why did the heathen rage? And simple fact is, they want our spot. But keep reading. You can read verse 3.
Skip to and go down to verse 3, or read down to verse 3.
Read down to verse 3. Yeah.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
And you can see this is going right along with Psalms 83. It's that crafty counseling. Never all through the scriptures, never in history have our people ever got along with any of these other nations. So what do we think that anything changed? Ain't nothing changed. We still enemies to these other nations.
And let me get a precept in there, King.
Go ahead. Yeah.
To touch on what you just said, you could have said you can't trust them. You know what I mean? They will take they're ready to take your place, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemies,
that's right.
For like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So we got to be mindful of these people, man. They're crafty, and like the brother said, they're willing to take your seat at any time, man. But Jake is willing to give it up. That's a sad part, man. Jake is willing to give it up, man. We willing to just give up the seat, you know what I mean? Because we have that kind heart to our oppressor. We don't have that kind heart towards our own people, but we do have it towards our oppressor, man. Go ahead, man. I yield the floor.
But yeah, as I was saying, like we always had smoke with these other nations. But somebody give me 1 Peter 2:2-8.
It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient.
That's right. And that's what the Most High made these other nations for. He made them simply for stumbling blocks for our people when we go off. They're not our friends. The Most High using them as instruments of punishment for us, But why? Read verse 9. Read verse 9.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation.
Because we are that chosen people that the Most High is dealing with, Keep reading.
A peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
And once we fall away from being that fall away from serving our power, being that holy nation, that peculiar people, the Most High, he puts that punishment on us, Let's get Exodus.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 3. Neither shall thou countenance be a slacker. Neither shall thou countenance a poor man.
Slaki,
you want 2? You want 2,
I
right?
want verse 2, yeah.
Slaki. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest in judgment.
So, and we know when it says thou shalt, that's a commandment from the Most High. But that's our problem, Israel always want to be followers to these other nations. And it's crazy to think about it. We want to follow these other nations the whole time they're beneath us. You know, they're not even on our same level, but we want to follow them. You know, it's like when the Most High tells us to go right, we go left. You know, we never listening to what the Most High says. Like we are truly that stiff-necked people. You know. Somebody give me 2 Maccabees 4:13.
Con. It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, and verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, an increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest.
Can I keep reading 15?
Read down to 15 or read?
Yeah, read down to 15, yeah.
Con. That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise. After the game of discus called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Best of all. And our people, we act like the laws of burden, you know. We act like the laws of burden, and we don't follow the steps of our forefathers. Like I said, our people love these ways of these heathens. We literally love to do all whatever they doing, we trying to follow, you know.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
And you know, you like you said, our people love to treat like these laws are grievous, but when it comes to the laws and the ways of this world, that's where we want to hold on to.
Yeah,
we okay with doing those laws. Those laws are not grievous to us when it comes to the world, but when it comes to the Most High, oh yeah, they're grievous. And when when we read 1 John 5:3, it speaks of those laws are not grievous. You see what I'm saying? The keeping the commandments, and it's not grievous. You see what I'm saying? It's for our good. That going back to Deuteronomy. You see what I'm saying? It's for your good, man. It's not grievous, but we don't look at it that way. We look at it because we being told to do something, but by something we don't know, we don't see. But you don't see the people over you running this country, but you still believe what they say, and you take their laws, right? You don't even know if these white men are alive right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you believe their laws and you follow it to a T, because your ass ain't, excuse my language, because you ain't locked up. You know what I mean? So apparently you're listening to them laws, right? But when
15, 2 Maccabees 4:15.
Bring it out, man. That's what's going on, man. Our people need to pay attention to these type of stuff, man. Bring it out, man.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
Start at 13.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, an increase of heathenish manners.
That's right.
Through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wench, and no high priest, that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
Hasten to be partakers of what?
The unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
That's right.
Or the Salakia, or the gymnasium where they were dressing naked and engaging in real zesty activity.
Hey man, you have to bring that part out. You have to talk about the zestiness, man. You have to talk about the
hey, where's Esau? There's zestiness. You know what I mean?
After the game of discus called them forth.
Hey, while we talk about that, they got the Olympics coming up, man, and y'all see what they've been doing. They've been railroading the Israelite sisters. They've been giving them sisters hell. They trying to keep as many of them sisters out of the Olympics as possible, man.
That's right.
We don't advocate smoking in SOT, but Hey, weed is not a performance enhancing drug. That's what the Shikari that you know what I'm saying that lost her spot in the Olympics over that weed. That's one of the most trivial things I've ever seen in my life, man.
I thought it slow you down.
Right, that's what I was told. It's supposed to slow you down. You should want her to smoke a pound before the race, but you know, Israel. Look, man, you set above, you set apart. You above all nations, man. That's physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You are set apart above all nations, and they see that. So any chance they can get to knock you off a pedestal, they're gonna pull that peg right up under you, man.
They watching hard too. Waiting for our people to mess up, man. You see what I'm saying? Our people like to talk about, well, you know, it's legal in that state. It doesn't matter. They don't care what is legal or not. Since when have they even worried about what's legal or not when it comes to our people? Right. They still going to try to oppress you regardless, whether you did something legal or not. But we don't see that. We still feel like it's fair, man. Go ahead, man. Keep going, King.
But yeah, like I was saying, we act like the law is a burden, but we'll go all out to follow these heathenish ways, you know. Mm-hmm. Go to the club on the Shabbat, you know. Mm-hmm. Keep Thanksgiving, Christmas, and they just had 4th of July, and where I live is dominantly Issachar and Judah, mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, like 2 weeks before the 4th of July, they was ready already every night, shooting off fireworks. You know what I mean? We ready to do these heathenish ways, but when it comes to coming to this truth, we don't got that same emphasis. You know what I mean? Like we need to bring that to serving the Most High. You know?
Our people tarry for that. We take our cool time. We drag our foot to that one right there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get right. Hey man, you know what? I'm working on it, man. You know, I'm almost there though. You know what I mean? I'm almost there. But when it comes to being some wicked, hey man, either now or never. When it comes to wickedness, it's either now or. But our people don't. You know, they don't want to hearken to that, man.
Hey, Salaki,
go ahead, man. Bring it up, man.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, and verse 25. We lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. Mm-hmm. For we have sinned against the Lord our God, we and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord our God. So even from a lot of us grew up wicked, wicked as hell. But even from our inception as a nation of people, we've been doing wickedness. Like I told y'all the other day, I was watching the Prince of Egypt with my baby, and she was like, "I can't believe it would have just took the Most High separating the sea, using Moses to separate the Red Sea for me to just get in line. I wouldn't have did nothing else. I would have stayed out of trouble." We still went and had a party after that. That was like Freaknik and Carnival times 6. And I'm gonna say 6 because them 2 different festivals is held by 2 tribes, and it's, you know, do the math. Yeah, like it was crazy. But we lie down in our shame, and we constantly want to follow after everybody else's ideologies, religions, philosophies, and we wonder why we still in this predicament. Like we just, at this point, we just lie down, we just take it. Y'all gonna give us the stimulus? Well, all right. And then when we take the stimulus, back to the oppression. But we do the same thing every time. They kill somebody. 3 days later, y'all playing Pokemon Go on the cell phone. Don't think I forgot. It was 2015. I remember. Yeah. I know about you. But keep reading.
Somebody give me 1 John 2 and 15. You can read that through 17.
Khan. This is the book.
I'll let you get it.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I just got the last one. You get it out. You get it out.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. That's kind of that goes right back to what I just brought up, right?
Exactly.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right. That's right. And that's plain. If you loving these ways of this world, if you want to hold hands with these heathens, the Most High not dealing with you, and that's as simple as that. You know.
Con. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
That's right. And we are the salt of the earth. We don't need no handouts from these other nations. A matter of fact, when they first gave us government assistance, what did that do? It just pushed the father out the household. The black man out the household. Because what do the woman have to do to receive the benefits? It can't be a man in the house. And that's all it does. When they give us a gift, it's not gonna be for our benefit.
That's
And we
right.
gotta be mindful of that.
That's precept.
Go ahead. Yep.
Because you mentioned taking the man out of the household, and they set this up from way before, even for that Planned Parenthood. They set us
Yeah.
up, you know what I mean, trying
Yeah.
to trying
That
to
too.
make sure
Yeah.
that they could destroy the man, and they come up with all kind of ways to come to our sisters to straighten them up in their mentality and their way of thinking, so she could come against us, right?
Right.
And now when we try to say, okay, well, this, we like, well, I don't want you coming in the way of my money. I don't want you mess my money up, Nick. You know what I mean? This this
Exactly.
is this is the way how we, this is where it boils down to now. You know what I mean? The white man been hand feeding them so much, they got accustomed to that, and now it's like, hey, you're not gonna mess up my money, you know what I mean, Negro. You know what I mean? You better get up out of this house. You know what I'm saying? Before they come over here, before my man, white man, come over here and see you, or you mess up my money. Cause who are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it, Negro? You know what I mean? You know how they try to act up and talk to you, man, and
Exactly.
degrade you. But it have some sisters that's not gonna fall into that. But that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to wake up the household so the man could teach their family and pass that down, so we could break these curses. Right? It says, First Corinthians 11 verse 3. I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. God set this order up, and this is what we got to go back to. Without this order, we are out of order. Like right now, this world is upside down. Right? Go ahead, man.
Uh, but yeah, we basically just gotta pay. Go ahead.
Start
Is it
before you
Sparky?
get into, yes. So before you get into your next point, on the let me back off something you said earlier. That was said earlier. You was talking about how they brought the government assistance in, but before that, what you need to realize is before that, black families were like the family house, the household, male and female together married was like 80% before that. Matter of fact, I'll show you a picture real quick. If I can get it to pull up. There we go. All right. So the picture on the right, all the way over on the right, in the top right hand corner, that is a black sharecropping family. So after slavery, blacks were sharecroppers. Our people were sharecropping, meaning we were learning we knew how to take care of the land, we knew how to govern the land, we knew how to produce fruit. And we noticed that in this picture, you see black males on the right side, and you see the children and the women on the left side. So the family was still complete. The family was still whole at this time. And the reason why they put it in this government assistance and they started redlining and they started taking the sharecroppers' land is because these black individuals, these individuals of our people, were starting to produce more fruit, more cotton, more tobacco than their white counterparts. You have to separate this. You have to divide this immediately. And fast forward to the 60s and 70s, when they started giving government assistance, they started realizing if you keep the black man in the house, he produces productive black kids. he produces productive black kids. Those black kids start influencing our white children. Our white children now don't want to take the natural lead. They're following behind these black kids. We got to get this black man out of the household. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how that worked. They learned from the 1800s all the way up to the 1960s just how powerful the black man can be in a setting in his own house. Go ahead, King. I yield the floor.
Yeah, but basically, we just gotta pay attention to what's going on, you know. And we don't need nothing from these other nations. We got the ultimate power. That's the Most High, you know. Give me that Joel 2:27.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27.
Bring it up.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
And once we know that the Most High, once we have that realization that the Most High is dealing with us and he's walking with us, he will guide us. You know what I mean? We just gotta wake up to the fact that he's only dealing with us. You know, a lot of our people don't know that still. But
that's that. Slaki, go ahead, King.
Oh, but I was just gonna say, like, when we keep the commandments, it's nothing really that can touch us. You know, nothing can touch us when we keep the commandments of the Most High. But go ahead, what you saying?
Now I was gonna let's say that goes in both sides, because like you said, like he only dealing with us. But you know what I mean, when you read Amos, it also, you know what I mean, it says because he's only dealing with us, that's why he punished us too. You see what I'm saying? So that goes right into Hosea 4:6, because our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. But he said, I will also reject your people, your children. You know what I'm saying? If you continue to reject me, and that's what our people need to pay attention to. We are rejecting the Most High and not realizing that we are holding tight to our enemy, the people that's against us. We are rejecting our source, our power. Like you just said, we know we don't need to be relying on these heathens. We have our source, who we need to go to.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? We have our source, but we've neglected him, and we neglected his knowledge and his wisdom, and hearkening onto these other nations. Where Jeremiah 10 tell us not to follow the way of the heathen. But this is what we are doing. We are neglecting the scriptures and the power of the word and the power of the Most High, right? And following his wisdom and following his laws and commandments, but we prefer to hearken onto the heathen ways because we love the ways of the Grecian, like we read earlier.
Dang.
We love the way of the Grecian best, man, and forgetting that these other nations are against us. It's us against the world, man.
That's right.
And that's serious.
That's right.
You have to remember that, man. And stop acting like we don't have enemies, like we have spiritual enemies. No, we have physical enemies, man. It's just not our time right now to fight. Right now we fishing, right? And when the Most High give us that spirit, like I the one said the other day, when the Most High give us that spirit and we go out there and start hunting, that's what is going down, man.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I the one Mike was talking about that today, right? When he went live. We gonna see who have that spirit in that time. Cause a lot of brothers act like they have that spirit, but they don't have that spirit, man.
Navy's This Way Onward program.
You can't be out here acting like if y'all had the zeal just for clout. The Most I see everything, man. So when y'all in one day and then out the next, that means the Most High blow out y'all candle because y'all neglected and rejected his wisdom, right? But Israel, wake up, man. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, bring it out.
Like you said, like you said, that the title of the lesson is us against the world. You know, the whole message is we need to be separated from these heathens. You know, and prefer one another. Let me give you my last scripture. Give me Revelations 18:4.
Bring it out, okay. Bring it out.
18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
That's right. You know what I mean? Because dealing with these other nations is only going to lead you to go off. You know, that's why we should be preferring one another. You know, coming back to the roots of Israel. You know, of who we are. But
And
yeah,
keep reading that too, man. Keep reading down some more. Read that down to 5. I mean to 6.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double.
That's how we should be dealing with them, man. That's how we should be dealing with our enemies. We should be remembering this and remember and having that spirit and waiting on the Most High so we can repay them for the wickedness instead of being friend and want to join hands like the brother said earlier, joining hands with the enemy and say, nah, man, let's keep that spirit. When we read the book of Maccabees and we read about the brothers having that zeal and that spirit, you know what I mean? That's what we have to get back to, man. Right? When we say we will not depart from the ways of our fathers, of the commandments of the Lord. We're gonna stay with that. We're not gonna follow your ways, man. We're gonna hearken to the Most High. We're gonna stay with that. When it comes to me and my household, that's what we're gonna do. That's what our brothers do. That's what this camp is all about. Right? We're gonna stand for the Lord, man. We're gonna defend this word. We're not gonna speak our own thoughts. We're gonna preach this word and wake up the people, man. And remind them that it's us against the world, man. Right? I hope y'all was edified. The brother took his time and he brought out his lesson, man. Right? I hope y'all was edified and make use of the stuff that we see every day, and not forget what's going on. All right, Israel. With that, man, I say shalom.
Hold on. Salaki, before we all just sign out, say shalom, get the questions and answer it. I got one more precept.
Bring it out, okay?
Get this out.
Bring it out, okay?
Khan, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 6:1-3. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. We need to take heed of our people. That scripture doesn't say Sirach 6:1-3 for no reason. Because what makes us separate? The 613 laws that the Most High gave us to keep so that we'll be holy or separate from all other nations. So we need to do like the first word in that scripture says and separate from our oppressors, love on our own people, and with that I yield.
We are holy people, man.
613, nah, man. I went to church on Sunday, man. They said it was 10 commandments I had to follow. I don't know what
in Exodus 20. Salakia. Those are the 10 that the Most High spoke with his own mouth. If you read down to verse 19, they said, yeah, you go talk to the Most High and then come and tell us what he said, lest we die. In short. We got scared. When we seen the Most High talking, it was thunder, it was lightning, it was crazy. Yeah.
God. We are a peculiar people, man. We are a peculiar people, bro.
Oh, praise, man.
It's just no getting around that, man. There's nothing you can do. Like I said, I talked about this, Shakari. Look, listen. I'm gonna be honest about my opinion with that. Did she really need to be smoking that weed? No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? Did she cause a damage to her own career? Yeah, she did. She had a moment of weakness, like most of Israel does. And she damaged her career. She's got to deal with the consequences. Now, on Esau's end, did it warrant her not being able to run? In my opinion, hell no. Hell no. You had other Olympians who recognized that they smoke weed and they got medals. They got bukus, man. Phelps.
Phelps, right? Yeah.
Medals. And he swam. Like you really think he was supposed to be protecting his lungs, but nope, nigga, I'm smoking weed and I'm gonna break these records.
And they ain't said
nothing. But for her, you know what I'm saying? The threat is real. How dare you smoke weed and not run all our white counterparts? No, you can't. You can't be in the Olympics. It's in Tokyo too. You think them Asians was looking at that like, oh yeah, we got shot. Wait, she high? And she still outran every. Kick her out.
Just kick her out. They jumped on that. They jumped on that.
But this Edomite could change his sex and take sex hormones, right? And still lift weights.
I'm still trying to figure that out. How? This is a man. He don't got too high testosterone, but you got Olympic sprinters that they set your testosterone level is too high to be a woman. But this man is competing in a whole nother bracket he's decimating women in this event. How's that possible?
Salakia, y'all forget where we at. This is definitely Babylon.
Right.
We didn't forget.
Definitely,
we got
definitely land of confusion. That's the most confusing shit in the world. Like,
facts.
Salakia, my bad, Israel. Salakia.
Facts.
But that's some of the most confusing stuff in the world. Like, you got to think. There's no debate about it. Like at 40 or 50, he still got to have a prostate exam. Like whether he identify as a woman or not, like, you still got to have that prostate. You still got to go to the doctor and go have him. Yeah. So like, whether you identify as, hey, that's
he going to his OBGYN to get his prostate exam. He's not going to the regular doctor like that.
That's ignorance, man. When you try to figure out this world, man, you know, I mean, when you look at it and when you get a little understanding, it's like when the first time you see a Rubik's cube, man, you're confused, you don't know where to start. You know what I mean? When it comes to understanding how to work it out, that's when it comes to this world, man. That's how I put an example of it. It's like looking at a Rubik's cube, you don't know where to start at when it comes to this world, man. It's confusion, like you said, man.
Nah, you said it just right. America is a Rubik's cube because this rainbow is gay as hell.
Oh hell yeah! It's all mixed up.
Put it together. Yeah. All right, I ain't no more follow from me. I'm here.
All right, man. So with that, we're gonna open up.
Any questions?
Any questions pertaining to the lesson first, and then any other questions after that. Go to the chat. Anybody got any questions? Because we'll sit here and have a good time and talk as men for the next hour or so with no problems. But we want to know what y'all have to say. I'm watching the chat. I'm looking at it. There's a lot of our soldiers here clowning. But other than that, you know, I don't see too much going on. I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes. I'm gonna say Tawada Bonzo for the lesson. For reminding us once again that, you know what I'm saying, we live in a nation that's contrary to what we should be doing. And that we should be angry. We should be upset. We should be a little bit mad about being here and dealing with this. And we should absolutely be calling it out, you know, and reminding our people this is what we got to deal with right now. You know, so hey, the water for that lesson. Man. We appreciate it. I'm pretty sure there are people in Israel that heard that lesson and when they had to go look some stuff up. So you know what I'm saying? The water for that.
All praise to the Most High, man.
God.
Any questions, Israel?
Hold on. Amani White says, okay, let's run this King James lesson. My brothers, thanks for the lesson and taking time out for your day. All right, so that we might do that. We might do. Well, we actually, Amani White, you can go on the Sons of Thunder Israel on our page on YouTube, and you can go back into the Milk Monday lessons. And I think that Adawan Eliel did a full entire lesson on King James on Milk Mondays. If he didn't do a full lesson, I know he brought it up several times. But if you still can't find it, we'll absolutely take our time out on Thursday Night Thunder and do a King James lesson for you.
Hey, Salaki Adawan, I just wanted to, if I may, I just wanted to show him two books that he could also read that would help with what he's trying to learn. In particular, like I know he's Salaki, if it's a girl, I don't know. That's
right.
Yeah, that can go either way. But this is one book that you can look at. It's the Negro Rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. And you'll see a bunch of different faces. Like they actually got what the people look like Okay, that's one of the last people. But these are some more people that were royals, and you'll see more there. I'm trying to find somebody that's a royal. Like you might see one of the knights, they might be depicted like this in the book. But it's a bunch of different visuals. And then you also have the Negro question part 4. And since you were asking about King James, you have King James family on the front of this book. So I mean,
That's right.
this is really one of the ones you really want to go for. That's another picture of King James. I want to say that's his son, and that's his son right here.
Mm-hmm.
These two right here are his sons. Well, I think this might be his son and his grandson, something like that. But this King James in the middle. So you can also read up on him from there. It'll tell you a little bit of history about where it came from. Hold on, let me just read this real quick thing. It says, after Cromwell had executed King Charles I and ravaged the 3 kingdoms, being the Scots, Irish, and Brits, the Jacobites, why would they be called Jacobites, tried to restore the black Stuart kings to power. They were known as Jacobites. One shall name himself Jacob, and another shall name himself Israel, like it says in Isaiah 44:5.
Playing upon tables.
Also, it has his lineage in here, going back past the 1300s. It's plenty of information in here. But yeah, it'll give you history on the knights. You'll get to see the crest of the Knights of the Round Table. You can also look up the book Nature Knows No Color Line. That's another book. Hold on, Salakia. I might have that one too. Hold on, if I can find it real quick.
Amani, yeah, it's on Milk. You can go on our Sons of Thunder like YouTube, and you can actually type in Milk Mondays and the list of the classes up. And you can find it. You can find it doing that. I kind of figured you was a man, but thanks for the clarification. What else did I see that I want to? Hold on, Yahweh, real quick. Destroy Esau Kingdom. King James wasn't Israelite. Yes, he wasn't Israelite. I say that emphatically. Okay, go ahead, Yahweh.
Hold on. So this is another book. It's called Nature Knows No Color Line, and it's by J.A. Rogers. And in this book, you'll actually get to see the crest, all the different crests. On this page, it'll show this page 83. And it's funny because Psalms 83, they didn't want us to know who we were. And we found out we the black nobility. And it just so happens to be on page 83. But yeah, so you got all the different crests and the different names of the different noble families that were in that area. So let's just read some of these. You have Morrell, Mormon, Morris. Let's get to the niggas, because some of these people on their name, the last name is nigga. You have Negri, Negrillo, Nor, which is still another word for Negro. That's just French. Negrino, Negro. Some people, it was some crests of some actual families that were literally named Negro. So just for the record, like, yes, that's a byword, but that was also used as a name to denote which people were the royal families and which weren't, because you had different melanated people in their land at that time. So with that, I yield. But those are the 3 books: Nature Knows No Color Line, The Negro Question Part 4, and The Negro Rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. So check them out. How you?
Mina Israel. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that yet to see exactly why they assassinate the president of Haiti. But I know one thing. Jamaica keep asking for stuff. They government gonna get they government officials gonna start getting assassinated too. But Haiti is still the only providence that we have as a nation of people that actually fought and won their own independence. They actually fought for it. They put in work for that. So they're going to get hit with a lot. And plus, that's Levi. That's Levi. So any type of ruler, anything they got going on, because Levi has such influence with us, they're going to make sure that their leaders are always knocked down and oppressed, especially when they become influential, especially when they get to the point where they start making moves and decisions that affect the rest of the nation. Then they're going to get knocked down. But I haven't looked to see if it was because of the vaccine, but I do know that he had other things going on besides just, you know what I'm saying, being in opposition to his nation being given the vaccine. He had a couple other moves that he was trying to make. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna definitely look into that, and hopefully next week I can bring you a little bit more information into that. I'm not sure exactly why they did that at this point. Don't forget, and we have Patreon. Don't forget to become a member of Patreon. Sons of Thunder Israelites of Patreon. We got behind the scenes, we got videos, we got podcasts. You got various videos from soldiers, you got various videos from captains, elders. You know what I'm saying? Go to the Patreon. Check us out on the Patreon, man. Hey, there's a lot of things that you can get on the Patreon. It's a lot of things we can say on the Patreon that we can't say here on YouTube because YouTube censors us and they'll cut our channel down. But on Patreon, we free to do whatever we want. We say what we want, we play how we want, we live how we want on Patreon. So go check us out on Patreon, man. It's a lot of good things on there. Let's see. One more question. Bruno said the random sacrifice. I don't know what you mean, Bruno. You have to be more specific with that.
Yeah, he back again,
Yeah. Amani says, how do I find the real name of the Most High? Get that precept. The Tetragrammaton.
Salaki. Let's get that Psalms 83 and 18.
Sure.
Hold on, because he asked a couple questions. I'm sitting here looking at the chat. Salaki, my rhythm.
Yeah, let's get this last one.
But, yeah, folks, who's this Bruno character?
I don't know. He gonna have to be more specific if he want to get any attention. I'm not worried about it. I don't even know how to address that. The random sacrifice. I don't know.
No, he said the ransom sacrifice.
He was in the chat last time.
Right,
yeah,
he was on for Tuesday. Extra.
Bruno said, "God's name is Jehovah." Let's go to Tetragrammaton. Let's get this.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 18. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Now, when you read it in the English, it will say Jehovah, but let's keep in mind the Hebrew language has been around since the beginning. The letter J hasn't been around except for since 1524, when a brother by the name of Gian Giorgio Tricio added it. Well, not a brother, Italian, an Edomite named Gian Giorgio Tricio added the letter J to the alphabet to substitute for the letter I. It was supposed to replace the letter I, which was the Greek letter iota, which initially replaced which came from the Hebrew letter Yad or Yod. That's where they get the I from. That's where they get the J from. It's Ben Yahweh. There is no A. Well, there are no vowels. So all of that E, I, O, U, none of that. We have two distinct sounds in Hebrew. That's Ah and I. So there wouldn't be any O, no Eh. So there wouldn't be a Yahweh. It would be Yahweh or Yahweh. And
I just had that same conversation at 3 o'clock in the morning. this morning.
I'm trying to see it. It was another one. It was another question he had. Yeah, it said, why did they crucify the Messiah for blasphemy? I'm at the precept. Can one of y'all grab was. Can one of y'all grab John 11:47 through 52? So
It sound like
John.
Somebody got wind blowing on them or something. Got the fan blowing on them or something.
This is the book of John, chapter 11, verse 47.
Right. Because now all right, just to give a little backdrop, you got the Pharisees that having a little crafty counsel on what to do with Yahweh at the moment. So read that.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. Keep reading, right?
Hold on. So the Pharisees were frustrated with Yahweh because they couldn't confound him. He was winning people over, and he was able to do things that they couldn't do. He was able to perform miracles because he was given the Spirit without measure. Keep reading.
48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both of our places at nation.
Right. So they were a little scared that the Romans were going to come and take away their position of power and also subdue the entire nation of Israel. Keep reading.
And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all.
So Caiaphas was the high priest that year. He told them, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all tripping. Keep reading.
Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people. And
so
that
hold on, Salaki. Not only do you not know anything, but you don't understand how wise it is for this man to come and die for the nation, or that a man should come and die for the nation. Keep going.
And that the whole nation perish not.
Because for God so loved the world, which is Israel, that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever should not perish, but have everlasting life. Keep reading.
And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for the nation, for that nation.
So that Christ should die for that nation, which a lot of people is going to say that that's talking about the whole nation of Israel. This is talking about the Jews. Because at this time, Israel is split into two nations pursuant to the book of 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 16 through 33. There was a kingdom split between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was called Gentiles or strangers, but they are also referred to as the house of Israel or the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ said that, no. He said that he should not, he should die for that nation. Keep reading.
And not, you said read at 53?
52.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that was scattered abroad.
So who are the children of God that were scattered abroad? Can somebody grab James chapter 1 and verse 1, and somebody else grab Sirach chapter 36 and 11?
I got James 1 and 1. Oh, you got it?
All right, you got James.
I got James. Go ahead and get Sirach, Alfonso.
This is the book of James. Hold on, because we got to get some understanding as to who the children of God are that are scattered abroad. Keep reading.
James 1 and 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Hold on, to the 12 tribes or to everybody?
To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, greeting.
To the Moabites.
To the 12 tribes.
To the Ammonites.
To the 12 tribes.
Nah, the Edomites, like Bruno on the chat.
To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, greetings.
So this is James, the brother of Hamashiach Yahushua, or who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The brother that they got the same mama and same daddy. So he sat at the table with him. They grew up in the same house. This is his little brother. You don't think he would actually know who he was really talking to or what Christ was actually coming to do? And this is after Christ died? All right, so now grab that Sirach 36 and 11 so we can see who Christ is actually coming to gather. Because that's not hold on. That's not a new or a foreign concept. Keep reading.
Sorry. All right, good. Sorry, 36 in verse 11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them from the beginning. Slakia.
Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit them from the beginning. You said, hold on, wait, why did they crucify him? We get into that. These last 5 verses are exactly what we're reading. This so Christ could die for the nation and so that he could gather the children of Israel together and come together as that ultimate sacrifice. Because we haven't been together as a people for about 3,000 years. Like it's really been that long. So now whoever y'all still holding that John 11?
Yep.
All right, now read that verse 53. Because it said gather all the tribes of Jacob together. So we got to gather all the tribes of Israel together and inherit thou them from the beginning, as it was ordained from the get-go. Keep reading.
Khan 53. Then from that day forth, they took counsel together to put him to death.
Khan. So the reason, well, they were already trying to figure out what to do with him or how to deal with Christ. Caiaphas comes and says, y'all don't know nothing. This the brother that's actually supposed to die for the nation and gather the children together for the people. In short. So, all right, at this point, now we know we got to kill him because we have to make the prophecy come to pass. Now, some people will say that they did that unwillingly, but they realized that after that was said, that was the plan. They took counsel together from that day forward to be confederate against Christ and put him to death so that he could fulfill the prophecies for the whole nation. Because we were still in captivity at this time too. So we haven't been saved yet or anything. We're still not saved. We're not saved until the end, pursuant to Matthew 24 and 13.
Salakia.
Did that answer the question? Salakia, my bad. You said something, other one?
I was saying, so that also proves that we don't have free will, right?
Let's go ahead and get that because you're gonna have somebody in their feelings like, nah, these brothers tripping. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 24. Yeah. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every matter be established.
Facts.
It's the book of Proverbs 16 and 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So if it's already in somebody's mind or spirit to want to do something, the Lord is going to make sure that, all right, that's what's on your mind, that's what's in your spirit. I'm going to allow you to do I'm going to give you a way to the fruit of your doings.
Even Joseph getting put into captivity in Egypt, you know what I mean, to be able to look out for his people for the drought, when the drought came around. All that was, you know what I mean, it might have looked like it was a, you know what I mean, a mistake, but that was purpose.
Hey, all praises, you understood that.
All right, man. All right, we got one. Hold on, let me see what this bro said.
Hold
on. Young H.I. brother.
Okay.
It can occur the day before. I have to look at it, but it can occur the day before.
All right. Salaki, everyone.
Go ahead, King.
All right, so I think we kind of get this concept of like the 29 and 30 days is because we kind of we mix our culture and our understanding of how the days and the moons and everything work with the Gregorian calendar. So we follow everything based off of the moon. Now the moon, you'll get a new moon every 28.54 days.
Right.
So sometimes you might hold on, Salaki. Yeah, so sometimes it might come before the 29th day, or sometimes you might see it come on the 30th day. That's why we, as far as SOT goes, we will have like every third year we'll add an extra month so that we don't lose track of the feast days, because we'll end up having a feast day out of season, and that's and we're trying to serve the Most High in Christ in sincerity and truth in our right seasons, like we're supposed to. But we know, of course, pursuant to Sirach chapter 43 and verse 8. It's like it's 6. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. So we know around the feast day, it's going to be a full moon, because that's when there's a perfect light in the sky, and it will start decreasing in its perfection. It looks perfect when it's full. It's complete. All right. So when you go down to verse 8, it says the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing. So we understand that in English, the word moon comes from the word month. So the beginning of every month, we know it starts because there's a new moon in the sky. And it's something about this new moon, though. It says it increases wonderfully in its changing. Mm-hmm. So if something is increasing wonderfully, that means, like, if you see something increasing, it means it looks like it was empty, and now you're starting to see light and substance or something come to fruition.
Right.
So so that's how we will be able to tell the new moons. That's what you need to base it off of. Look up in the sky. Pay attention to the sky. The Most High, before we made clocks or anything, we relied on nature to tell time. Pay attention to the sky if you're trying to, like, see what the new moon is.
God. Good work, good job.
Even when you look it up on your phone, when you put in you could just type in on a text. You could just type new moon on the phone, and you will see the black face moon come up.
Mm-hmm.
Like little simple stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe like, oh, people like that's your, like, you forcing that in there. No, man, this stuff is all over the place. We just don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Because it's right there. You know what I'm saying? I did that one time. I'm like, damn, that shit really came up. You know what I mean? I'll type the word, and I see the black face came up. I'm like, but people try to look at you like you're crazy when you say that.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to pay attention to, like, the questions, because we got a random brother in the comment section. I'm trying to see what dude is on. He just posting random questions, scriptures.
Say random brother number 11.
Hey, don't worry about him.
Random scoffer number 9.
Yeah. Until he can match all his stuff up and make it cohesive, we ain't even gonna worry about that.
Right. I just need him to like, if he's got a question, then I need him to ask a question, not just scoff. But to the Amani White brothers, the brother Amani White says, so do y'all think that we brought ancient geometry to the Egyptians?
Mm-hmm.
The Chaldean, it's alleged that Abraham did actually teach the Egyptians the arithmetic and geometry needed to build the pyramids. Now, am I gonna say that that's super far-fetched when you look at how the pyramids in Egypt are built versus the pyramids over here in the Americas are built, and it's used the exact same geometry? I'm not at liberty to just say. I haven't seen something that definitively says we taught them brothers geometry, because Israel is the youngest nation on the face of the earth at the same time. But do I think that we did teach them some stuff, or they learned or picked up some stuff from us, as every nation has? Absolutely. Without doubt.
Salt of the nation. Salt of the nation.
No, salt of the earth. Not
Con.
Yeah. You gotta explain them dreadlocks you got on your head, brother.
All right. Hold on, Salaki. Let's go to Judges. My brother having locks. You're breaking the law, brother. You're going off. Now, first off, where in the law does it say you can't have locks? That's what I need to say. It says you can't shave your head bald, and that's it. You can't round the corners of your head, nor shave the corners of your beard. Do it say anything about you twisting your hair? Strike one. That's strike one. All right.
What you need? Judges what?
I'm looking for this in Judges where he said, yeah, Judges 16 and 13.
All right. This is the book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 13. Okay, and it reads, and Delilah said unto Samson, hereto thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web. How far you want me to go?
Now that was it. Verse 13. So he said, if thou braidest the locks of my, or weavest the locks of my head. So if locks are actual braids, then why would he be asking her to weave locks of his head? What he gonna say? Can you braid the braids on my head? Like, that doesn't go together. He already had locks and he was asking her to weave them. You see brothers get wicks all the time. You see brothers get the I'm trying to think, the Ace Hood braids. That was one of the first people I could think of. Mm-hmm. A lot of brothers in Florida do their hair the same way. You think they just doing that out of nowhere, or you think that it's a cultural thing? Because it's a lot of stuff that we do that's a part of our culture that we've been doing for thousands of years. And we just now getting back to our culture in the last, generation. So when brothers make statements like that, you got to be careful, because it's like now you making a measuring stick on something that you can't even remember your life back then. So you really don't even know what was going on or what was the norm. Because it's pictures of brothers. If you look at
on the wall,
Syria, when you look at when they went into Assyria, Lachish, you see brothers and they got the little hats on their heads, but you can also see locks hanging out the back. You can also see other depictions where brothers had a little peppercorn, and then you see depictions where brothers actually have braids. There's a difference. We always did the same thing. I feel you. It's a lot of brothers teaching. I ain't gonna say they bug out doctrines. They're just doctrines that we don't necessarily teach in our camp. Are we gonna stone a brother or put ourselves in the seat of condemnation and go ahead and condemn a brother for wearing this hairstyle? How he see, as long as he ain't bald, I'm not condemning a brother. I can see that in the law. That's what it says. I can see that precept.
Hey, Bruno's starting to get a little bit annoying.
Yeah, because his name is Bruno.
Bruno, we speak Paleo Hebrew over here. Matter of fact, most camps can speak Paleo Hebrew. When you break down the Tetragrammaton, it breaks down Yah, How, Wah. Okay? In Paleo Hebrew, it's Yah, How, Wah. I don't know how you can sit here and say it's unknown when you can actually read it and when we can actually read it and speak it. We know what it says.
You can look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up. You can see what it says. That's not that hard to figure out, man. You want to cause contention over here? You in the wrong spot. One more misstatement that you got. One more misstatement that you say, and I'm gonna just go ahead and block you from the channel, because you obviously are not here to learn. You obviously are here to cause contention, and we ain't got time for this.
Buddy just thirsty for
You
attention.
can say no all you want to, but you have no proof. We can actually read it.
Yeah, we ain't gotta worry about a time
Yeah, I watched what he was doing last Tuesday. I was saying I could tell he was gonna do the same thing. That was saying just brought it back again.
Hold on, it's like Adawan. What you want, the Paleo or you want the modern? Atalo Yehudi. Latala Yahawada.
So you talk. Hey, you picked the wrong day for that, man. You got the actual teaching the Hebrew for the kid. Man, get out of here, bro.
All right. So back to the brother Amani White's question, because he did have a valid question. Hold on. He said, and when you say we, the youngest nation, that means everybody was here before us. We were the last to form as a full nation. So when you look at every nation on the face of the planet, they come from a particular family. So after the sons of God era with Adam through Noah, you had Noah and his 3 sons and their wives all get on the ark and they repopulated the whole earth. Then you have what we call the Hamites, the Japhites, and the Shemites. Shem had a son named Arphaxad. Arphaxad is the father of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans are who Abraham comes from. Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob, Jacob had the 12 tribes. And the 12 tribes became the salt of the earth, the sand of the sea, stars. We're the biggest nation on the earth now, but yes, we came from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There were already other nations flourishing on the earth. There was already civilization before Abraham made the covenant with the Most High. So, AG, no, the 12 tribes were here since the beginning. You can't show me the 12 tribes during the time of Adam. Right. So, he said, that's deep. Where can I read it? In the Torah, it's the first 5 books. And just keep jumping on the classes. If you got questions, don't hesitate to ask the questions. Can somebody put the link or the phone number and the number to call in the chat?
Right.
You don't even understand that. I'm not even finna entertain that. All right. For real, because it's at this point it's just getting out of hand. He just posting scriptures and like, what book are you reading? You reading the last book of the Bible. You reading Revelation, right? It's talking about the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, he don't know what's going on. All right. Yeah, I'm yielding. If we answered all the questions, yeah, but keep jumping on the classes. We got it's 530 something, 40 something videos. It's more than enough content. You just, I'm telling you, like Adawan or Zaquan Zabak said, just keep watching, stick around, you'll catch on. I'm telling you, if you apply your mind to understand this wisdom, you're gonna get it. You're really gonna get it. Might even be a brother come out like highlight new soldier Kahari. You might come out like Kahari or even Ahmad, Soldier Star Salaki. You might come out like them, busting out the gate, have 1 million precepts. You just gotta apply your mind to understand it and keep coming back, keep studying, keep learning the precepts, write them down, get you a Bible, sit there with your Bible. When you see us call a precept and you see a line up with another precept, write that precept next to that Bible verse. But pay attention. Hey, it's no problem. All praise to the Most High for giving us that ability to answer that. We just men. We just vessels. We messengers.
All right. Well, hope y'all was edified tonight. We did our best. Again, as always, you know what I'm saying? We try to edify, try to bring y'all a little bit more. Hey man, like I said earlier, let me put it back on the screen. Let me put it back on the screen. As I said earlier, man. As I said earlier, look, we got the summit coming up August the 6th, 7th, and the 8th. Don't miss out. You want to be there, man. You definitely want to be there. We've got Feast of Tabernacles coming up. Make sure y'all send us an email, SOTIsraelites, gmail.com, to reserve your spot. You want to do that? We have, as always, got to plug Milk Mondays with Adawan Eliel, Soldier Judah, and Soldier Araya. You've got True Tuesdays with Adawan Mayakaya, Adawan Yakmya, Adawan Yarada. They got too many captains on that show. Too much firepower on one show. Soldier The Rock is usually on there. You know, so that's a lot on that. So you have Thursday Night Thunder with me. You have Adawan. You have Soldier Yawar, Barnabas. Iron's usually on here, but he want to claim he on vacation this week. We're gonna talk to him about that later too. You're gonna take no days off of Israel, man. You put that in out. And then we have the Friday, the Sabbath class, the Friday night class. That I just put the numbers in the chat. So you can have that. You can go find it. You can call into the chat. And we get really in depth on them questions. Bruno, bring your butt over here on the Friday night class and ask some of these questions and see how it work out for you. See if you like dealing with that. You can deal with the whole camp at one time. And you can ask all the questions you want. I guarantee you won't be on there too long. You be off of there quick. So
hey, Salakia, hey, tell him bring AG with him too. Yeah, I'm a little weak. AG a real cutting himself. I'm gonna let you figure it out. Well, Aquap, I don't know. I see initials. My bad. I gotta stop doing that. I just be seeing names and assuming that, like, nah, Aquap. I'm not trying to be funny.
Call it how you see it. It is what it is.
Just meditate on them last two scriptures you put first, and then.
Yo, Bruno said we gotta ban him because we don't want the truth. We absolutely out here to push the truth, Bruno. But since you that cocky, call in tomorrow. Call in tomorrow since you that damn cocky, man.
If he that thirsty for attention, come to camp.
Come to Woodruff Park at 3 o'clock. Matter of fact, we out there all day on Saturdays now, so come to Woodruff Park.
Yeah. Get off the keyboard. Yeah,
get from behind that keyboard and bring and step up to the men of the Lord like you really don't want to. I was gonna say like you want to, but I know you really don't want to. You ain't coming from behind that keyboard, Bruno. You're not doing it.
Hashtag coming.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Salaga, that just brought me to a precept. I'm just thinking of like it's future tense, but it's accurate for right now because he's cleaving. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. Because if it wasn't the truth, they wouldn't be trying to come against it. If we went and said that we was Egyptologists or if we was the original Chinese man or anybody else, do you think he would be
okay?
No, okay. It's only because we preaching the truth that you have Roger Bruno over here.
Go on, Roger.
What he's doing. Like, we didn't even ask for this brother to come on. This Edomite to come on. He did it on Adawan Mayakaya in them class. And he doing it now. What do you want? Go home. I'm not mad. I'm actually this is comedy. See, and that's the thing. That's the difference between Edomites and Jake because he doesn't even realize that I'm really just treating him right now. I'm not even mad. I don't even feel any type of way. I just want to close out.
That's tactics. That's tactics, man.
Yeah, it's just tactics.
Esau think he that clever, right? But be smarter than that, man. We be better than that, Esau.
Nah, you mad.
It take a lot more than that. Bro.
So why does the heathen rage at one?
He's so man, he can't type fast enough.
Yeah, why does the heathen rage at one? Ask him that.
Yo, Bruno, it take a lot more than these simple questions and simple stuff that you're doing to get up under our skin. We deal with a lot more than this every Saturday. hey Camp, that's nothing, man. We see you from a mile away. All you can do is scoff. You have no real precepts. You can't really break down anything. All you can do is try to do your best to come against it with the little bit of messed up knowledge that you do have. That's all you can really do. You're not gonna sit here and try to make it seem like we're out of pocket, or we done lost control of ourselves, or we mad, or we can't handle this, or we can't handle you. That's an absolute false lie.
Workout. Yeah, he practice.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? What you can do is go scroll back up in the chat, get that phone number that I put in there, and that link, and that passcode. Call in
bring your pride
and bring this same energy when it's
that pride with you.
Time, and let's see how this works out for you. Right? Call in tomorrow and bring this same energy, and let's see how this works out for you. Because as a matter of fact, we're not even gonna be on the new moon lesson tomorrow. So if you do happen to get hit on that, that's gonna be your worst nightmare. Let me tell you that now. It's gonna be your worst
get away,
nightmare.
Esau.
Everything you say, you cannot get away.
You cannot get away.
Hey, Octave is crazy. He called him Cheddar Bruno.
You shoot yourself with your own gun. All right, man. Look, we enjoy you, Bruno. Thanks for giving us something to laugh about tonight, man. That was great. We needed that. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm in a much better mood now because of you. I appreciate that. My soldiers might not actually get chumped off tonight, man. I appreciate you giving me something.
Oh man. Hey, so you saved us. You saved us, Bruno. I appreciate you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, boy, man. Hey. Yeah, say, I'm glad you laughing too, Bruno. You won't be laughing tomorrow though.
Come, bring that energy with you. Bring that same energy.
Man, but hey, Israel, it's been good one. It's we had a good time tonight. We had some entertaining things pop up on our chat tonight. The brother did his best. Again, I'm gonna tell brother Alfonso, hey, thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's his first lesson. He shake off some nerves, but he pushed his way through it. He pushed his way through some technical difficulties. He pushed his way through a couple things before the class started tonight, and he made it happen. So the water for you, bro.
The water.
With that being said, and we are the sons of thunder. It is our heart's prayer and desire that Israel might be saved. Khan. I'm Benaiah.
I'm Soldier Barnabas.
Soldier Alfonso.
And I'm Soldier Yawar. Y'all take care. This has been another Thursday Night Thunder.
We are the sons of thunder, and we will see you next time, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.